Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jaggerous, and today I have a ranked Skellige deck for you guys, and that is a Queensguard discard deck. So the way this deck works is we have King Bran as our leader, who allows us to discard up to 3 cards from our deck and strengthen them. And we can basically use him to discard at least 2 of our Queensguard into the graveyard, preferably if we have 1 in our hand to play, so we discard the other 2. Once they're discarded, we can then play 1 Queensguard, which will then resurrect the other ones, but they'll also be strengthened. And while we're discarding cards, we can also discard our Siri Dash. When this unit enters the graveyard, strengthen it by 3 and shuffle it back into your deck. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing Queensguards, and then we're going to be resurrecting them in subsequent rounds to pull them all out of our deck. And while we're doing that, we're also going to be strengthening them. So we have our 3 Priestess of Freya's for Resurrect, and we also have Sigurdrifa, deploy Resurrect a unit. She can also resurrect silver cards. Then in order to strengthen them, we have a Clan Torter or Shieldsmith here. We can use him to strengthen an ally by 2. Alternatively, Drake Bond to Who will allow us to strengthen up to 2 units in our graveyard by 3, so we can strengthen them with him. And we have Holger Blackhand, deploy damage a unit by 5. If it was destroyed, strengthen one of the highest units in your graveyard by 3. So we can also use Holger Blackhand to try and strengthen units in our graveyard, and hopefully get a lot of power out of our Queensguards. We have our 3 Clan Drum and Shield Maidens, deploy damage unit by 2. If it was already damaged, play a Clan Drum and Shield Maiden. So we're going to use these to basically hit a damaged target, and then basically draw them out of our graveyard for a power play. And in order to damage units, we have our 2 Savage Bears here. After an enemy is played from a hand and its deployability resolves, damage it by 1. So we can use these to apply that damage to the enemy unit. Then on top of that, for bronze cards, we've got 1 Dimir Shackles, which I just find really useful at the moment against the current meta. Similarly, Lacerate, also very useful, as there's a lot of row stacking decks, so you can get a decent amount of points out of this. And Marjorie allows you to spawn a Mutagen or Spores. Spores will reset a unit, so if you're up against a deck that has a lot of boosting, we can use Spores, whereas Mutagen you can use to strengthen a unit, so that can be useful, you know, with your Queensguard. So that is all of our bronze cards. Then onto our silvers, we've also got Gremist. Deploy Spawn Impenetrable Fog, Clear Skies, or Blood Curdling Roar. So this is our weather counter, basically. But on top of that, we can play Blood Curdling Roar from it. And with that, we destroy an ally and spawn an 11 strength bear in its place. So we can actually use this to destroy a Priestess of Freya and spawn a bear, for example. That's a nice play with Gremist. We have Donar and Hinder, which allows us to lock a unit. It also discards a random bronze unit from your opponent's deck to your graveyard, which may be useful for Resurrect, depending on what you get. Obviously, it could be a special card, but if it's a unit, you can always resurrect it. We have these 2, obviously, for strengthening, which can actually be resurrected with Sigurdrifa, or they can be decoyed, return an ally to your hand, boost it by 3, and play it again. So we can use that to replay these and maybe try and strengthen our Queensguard some more. So last but not least, we have our gold cards. Like I mentioned, Siri Dash. We also have regular Siri, which is nice just to help with card advantage a little bit, because we're not running any spies, so I like to run Siri for card advantage. We have Coral, deploy, pick a unit and damage all units on its row by half their power, rounding up and ignoring armor. So this is huge for when those decks have, you know, 1 big unit. We can basically half the row, or we can use it to clear up consume monsters, for example. Basically, you can use it to, on a Vran Warrior, to kill all of the little Arrakis. And we've got our Geralt's Igni, destroy all the highest units on the opposite row if that row totals 20 or more power. Okay, so that's our deck. If you enjoy this deck, hit that thumbs up button, guys. And without further ado, I'll jump into a game and showcase this deck in action.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
Mead! More mead!
Okay, so up against Morvran and Reveal. And Morvran and Reveal is horrible because he can just Letho our Queensguards, which is really, you know, awkward for us. We have 2 Queensguards we don't want to, so we'll mulligan 1. Siri Dash. We can always just play Siri Dash. Potentially this strategy we should, and try not to play our Queensguards, or at least until we can bait out his Letho. Sigurdrifa's nice. Savage Bear's not too bad because we can then thing our Clan Drum and Shield Maidens. Marjorie is good for resetting his powerful units. This is actually a pretty good hand. Potentially we mulligan a Priestess of Freya simply because we have Sigurdrifa and see what we can find. Holger Blackhand is good. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to risk drawing a Clan Drum and Shield Maiden. But a little bit of a risky strategy here. This is annoying, but not necessarily the end of the world. I'm just wondering if there's a way I can target it. I think we play Siri for now. If we play Siri Dash, basically what it means is that he's a little bit more limited. If I play the Savage Bear, it's going to get shot to pieces, unfortunately. It depends if he does 3-card reveal. If he does 3-card reveal, it won't kill it. So that's actually not too bad. There's his golems.
If it's peace you desire, prepare
So I'm
for
going to take 3, which isn't going to kill it, but we'll see how it goes. I gotta just be wary of Letho. But maybe he doesn't have Letho. That is also potentially an option. We can decoy the bear, but I don't think that's really worthwhile. And we could play King Bran and discard, but then the question is, what do we choose to discard? We choose to discard at least 2 of our Queensguards, but we can't discard Ciri. She's going to automatically discard anyway. So the question is, do we give him this round quite easily, or do we put up more of a fight? That is kind of what I'm wondering here. I have card advantage, so I think we just pass. It's kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. I think we can try and go for our Queensguard strategy on the next turn. Like I say, I'm just a little bit wary of Letho, because Letho is going to be a bit of a problem. But perhaps what we can do is play a gold card in between to try and, you know, protect your Queensguards a little bit from the Letho. And we mulligan a Queensguard here, but we risk drawing a Clan Drum and Shield Maiden. So that's why the current strategy that I'm employing is a bit risky. But I think it's better to take the risk now than go for it later and have some issues. We do have 2 Shield Maidens in hand, which is annoying. Again, but not the end of the world. Because now what we can do is we can then discard our Queensguards and start to get that set up. And he's just gone straight for the pass. So let's do this.
Of course, friend.
Queensguard, and obviously Ciri Dash we'll put back in. And then she'll go back into the deck. And we have a chance of drawing her here with lots of power, which is nice. So now we pass. And you can tell he wants to have last play. Which is what it is. It's kind of an interesting situation, to be honest. We've gone into the final round with a lot of cards in hand. There's a Resurrect, is nice. And we can then mulligan this this Clan Drum and Shield Maiden into a Ciri Dash. And that's exactly why we were going for this strategy, because I needed some, you know, safe points, I guess. So it's our turn. We haven't really managed to strengthen our Graveyard Queensguard at all, unfortunately. I think what we do for now is we resurrect the Savage Bear.
But she brooks no insult.
Because we have Sigurd Drifter, like we can always pull something back, but if we can get this Savage Bear back up, this might start to put a little bit more pressure on him, which is nice. And then we can also try and chain out our Shield Maidens. There's a Frost. So we would be able to chain out 1 Shield Maiden off of him. Alternatively, we can kill him with Holger Blackhand and strengthen a Queensguard. Which is not a bad play. We have time with our Savage Bear. I mean, the Frost is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. And I do need more targets. So let's play Holger. And kill that. And then get a buff from it. It's not quite enough damage, but, you know, we are buffing our Queensguards, which is nice. And the thing is, if we play our Queensguard as the very last card, what that actually means is that he can't Letho debomb us. Because he's not played Letho debomb yet, for example. So he's not played Letho debomb, which is pretty good. And then because he hasn't played Letho debomb, you know, we've got a lot of time to get this kind of strategy out. And there's our Clan Drum and Shield Maidens. We could decoy our Savage Bear. But then alternatively, we can decoy the Holger Blackhand, and that's quite a nice play as well. And we can always resurrect a Savage Bear. That's the other option.
I knew you would ask for this.
Okay, so he's going to show us some stuff in his hand. And actually, going to the final round like this is a bit awkward, because I was going to say he's got the Dalaran foot soldiers, but he hasn't really done much about it. They both got shot, which is nice. So maybe we decoy the bear. Thinking what else we can decoy. We can decoy Holger and buff someone else. We can decoy the Shieldsmith. Maybe we play the Shieldsmith and buff the bear? Because we can always resurrect it, is the thing. Like, we're going to be able to pull the Queensguards anyway, so potentially we can resurrect the bear. So what we could do is buy ourselves a bit of time. By strengthening it.
So what?
So let's just do this. I think this is a fine strategy. Because we can also always decoy the Sigurd Drifter as well. He knows I have Coral and Igni. The only risk with Ciri Dash is that he plays Cynthia, but if he does play Cynthia, we can Marjorie and reset it. So that's not too bad either.
There is no escape.
So he's locked my bear. This is a shame, but seeing as we were going to, you know, resurrect it anyway, it's not really the end of the world. So what we do here, we play Sigurd Drifter.
The god
We resurrect a Priestess of Freya.
Bow
It gets us
before
a little bit
mortal
extra
prayer.
points. And then we resurrect our Savage Bear. And play him out again. And the thing is, we can always decoy him or Marjorie him when he gets to low health. So this is also an option. That is not a great play. The alternative is we can decoy Holger Blackhand. And when we decoy Holger Blackhand, we can kill his orcs and then buff what's in the graveyard.
Onward!
And then our Queensguards get buffed, which is nice. And, like, the frost is annoying. We didn't get anti-weather, so he's gotten a lot of value out of it. But it's not been the end of the world, I don't think.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
So I think we just straight play Ciri now. I'm just thinking this row adds up to 20, so we can already kill this. We'll put him in the front row, I think. I don't want him to be able to... Although, actually, he would burn my Holger over my Shield Maiden, so I probably should have put it in the front row. Or in the middle row, just so it doesn't get shackled. There's a Scorch. What on earth is this deck? The problem at the moment is obviously he wants me to play my, damaging units, but I don't want to risk getting lethoed. So the alternative here is we reset the bear. Or we play the Queensguard, but we risk the Letho debomb strategy. I think we reset the bear. I can't allow him to Letho debomb me. So let's buff our bear. And I don't know how many spotters he's going to have. He definitely has spotters in hand, right? The question is, how many does he have? Because he's got to start playing them. And the thing is, he doesn't want to start playing his spotters because he knows I have Igni and he knows I have Coral. So he knows that I'm going to be dealing damage to them.
Quite the menial task.
Unless this pulls a spotter.
The revolution
My
is
gosh.
inevitable, merely a matter of time.
Stefan Skellen. What are you going to pull with Stefan Skellen? Oh, it moves a unit to the top of his deck, doesn't it? So this is getting awkward. At the moment, I can Igni the Foot Soldier and I can half the Alchemist. Are these all spotters? We'll find out in a second if he's got Letho debomb. I have a 5/11. I don't know if I go for the Queensguard. If he's got Letho debomb, I'm kind of fucked. Unless we take the risk and say that he doesn't have Letho debomb. In which case we play the Queensguard now and pull them. I think we have to go for it. And if he has it, he has it. This is the risk that we have to play. But I don't think... I was going to say I don't think he's got it because he's already played so many gold cards. Okay, we can burn a 3. And if we burn a 3... It's a 6-point play. It's not great.
Damn it.
I guess he's probably got 2 spotters. The thing is, we are currently... What, like 17 points ahead? And we can half one of his spotters. He doesn't have spotters? What the fuck is going on here? He must have a spotter.
I suppose, in the end.
Unless this is just like, what is this deck? He's only got 13 point spotters. I guess he didn't have spotters. I was playing around spotters and Letho debomb and he didn't have either of those strategies. Oh well. We won the game anyway. So that's Queensguard. I'll jump into another game and I'll showcase this deck in action once more for you guys.
You shall die, worm.
Of course, friend.
Okay, so we're up against Eridan, and Eridan means Wild Hunt, which you really don't see that much of at this level. That does mean we want to try and find our Grimmest, ideally. We've got Geralt and Ciri, Donna, Holger, 2 Savage Bears, a Shieldsmith, Shield Maiden. We don't actually have a Queensguard, so potentially we might look in one of those Savage Bears. There we go, for a Queensguard. And also potentially the Shieldsmith. Just to try and... We need to try and find our, like, anti-weather, basically. And if we're not finding it, that's kind of not going to be good for us. We do have one Priestess of Freya. We can mulligan that, I think. Oh, we got an extra Queensguard. That was a risk. That was definitely a risk, and it didn't pay off for us. What we can do this turn is just try and get card advantage, so we could just play Ciri and pass. And then mulligan the Queensguard. The risk with that is obviously that we put ourselves in a bit of an awkward position for the... we put ourselves in a bit of an awkward position for the next round, because he can just keep playing stuff, and he can go for a long round with weather. Why are you playing shielded units? This I don't understand. Alternatively, we just go for the discard, and the fact that we got a Queensguard is, you know, the way it is, basically, and we can just play 2. Sometimes you just have to kind of play with this. That's the situation that happens. In which case, we will discard, because we do want to thin our deck here, a Queensguard, a Ciri Dash, and... I don't really want to discard a Priestess of Freya, because we might need her. Maybe we discard Shackles for the time being. We have a lock, so, you know, Shackles is more of a situational matchup against things that are likely to play, you know, like Camby or Villain Trettenmirth, which this deck isn't. Radovid Control is another one that Shackles is quite good against. This is so ignoble. The problem is my bear isn't actually hitting the targets I wanted to hit. And that's kind of a problem. We'll play our Shield Maiden. Not Shield Maiden. I will keep mixing up Shield Maiden and Queensguard. We'll play our Queensguard for the time being. We don't have anything to strengthen them in the graveyard either, which is awkward. I don't fully understand what this guy's strategy is, to be honest, but now I can burn 18, so let's do that.
Damn it.
And if this Queensguard does die, we can just resurrect her with another Queensguard. So, you know, all in all, this is pretty good. I mean, he does get all of his 2s out. Maybe he wanted that to happen, but if we do that now, it makes the next round a bit easier.
I sense strong magic.
Oh man, Lacerate would be huge here. And Shackles would also be huge here. Oh shit. We're gonna take 2 damage. I think we play Ciri and pass.
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
I guess this was his strategy for the next round, is Triss Butt. If he's smart, he'll pass here. Did not pass. I don't know why players keep giving me 2-card advantage. Like, I play this deck a lot, and I play Ciri, and players are just like, oh, she's definitely not going to pass here. Like, you silly goose. You silly goose. Of course I'm going to pass here. I haven't seen this Eridan deck before. It's quite interesting. There's another Resurrect is nice. Coral is nice. I almost don't want a mulligan in case I pull a Shield Maiden. Plus, like, the 2 Priestesses allow me to resurrect my Queensguard twice, which is pretty good. Maybe we go for Holger Blackhand here. What's the... Oh, the strongest unit in my graveyard is a Savage Bear, which means that Holger will buff the Savage Bear. I suppose that's not the end of the world. Unless we resurrect the Savage Bear, because we've got an extra resurrect, and I can pull the Queensguards. So I can pull the Queensguards with my Queensguard. So if we play the Savage Bear first, what this actually does is it allows us to start dealing damage and hopefully summon our Clan Drum and Shield Maidens. How many points behind am I? 3. If I kill the egg, it'll give him 3, so they'll gain 2, so he'll be on 13, but I'll gain 6, so I'll be on 14. So I would win if I played Holger here. I'm just, if this guy's gonna pass, I'm just wondering to try and, you know, regain some card advantage. Oh, interesting. Went for the back row. I think we want to pop his egg. This should buff a Queensguard now, which is good. Like, I could have gone for not popping the egg, but I think popping the egg is probably the safer strategy here. And what we can always do is we can decoy this if it gets too low health, and then that'll buff it up a little bit and give him a bit more survivability. And the Wild Hunt Hound is now wounded, which is good. Because actually what this means we can do is we can kill the Wild Hunt Hound. This is going on the Wild Hunt Hound.
Mysteries of time and space.
And he's going to frost the front row. So, oops, wrong one. This one.
Now! All together!
Kill this. Kill this.
Our shields!
And then pop the egg.
Parts!
I guess this is like a Triss butt deck. He's going to do 2 to the bear and 2 to Holger Blackhand. But we can use Holger Blackhand to improve our Queensguard some more with the decoy. So I think we'll do that next. And then we can play our Queensguard to resurrect the Queensguard, and that's the big power play that we're going for, which is pretty nice. All in all, I think this matchup is going pretty well for us. I mean, what else can he play? He can play Crones. How many silver cards have we seen? We haven't really seen any silver cards out of him. So we definitely need to expect some silver cards. Probably Crones. Oh no, Holger's gonna die. Rude as heck. Which means I can't decoy him. What can I decoy here? I can decoy the Savage Bear. Because the Priestess of Freya will just die, so that's not really worth decoying. If we decoy the bear, that'll heal him up. Always just straight play our Queensguards for now and lose the bear. But then we don't have a great target to decoy unless we play Donar.
Pansy.
I'm still 13 points behind. Pick a unit and damage all units on its row by half their power. Half the unit that you pick's power? Or half? How does this work? Jesus Christ, woman. Calm down. Is there anything really worth locking? I don't think there's anything worth locking here. We can play Ciri. And buy ourselves some time. We can also resurrect a bear. And we can coral. He must think he can 2-0 me. He probably can 2-0 me at this rate.
Calm yourselves.
I don't know what we lock. There's nothing really worth locking. I guess I can unlock myself. What did I pull there? An Arch Griffin! So I could resurrect the Arch Griffin. It's a bit late though. I need to get 24 points. I feel like we have to resurrect, unless we resurrect the Arch Griffin, decoy the Priestess of Freya, and pull more Queensguard. I think that works. But then I have no cards going into the final round, and he probably has,
but she brooks no insult.
what's it called? He probably has, Crones. How many points am I going to get from my Queensguard? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not enough. Unless we play Coral.
That might even be amusing.
Hit the front row. They're all halved. And then we decoy the Priestess of Freya. I think I've saved the round.
Before modern Freya.
And we resurrect the Queensguard. But then we're basically fucked unless we pull a resurrect here. So we did manage to win the round. We're going to take 3 damage here. So I've won the round by 2, but he has card advantage. And I have to play whatever I pull here first. So we got to hope for Ciri or Priestess. But have I played all of my Priestesses? I feel like I might have played all of them. No, I don't think we can get a better card than this. Whew. That weather was disgusting. If we'd had Gremist, you know, that would have been a much nicer game. And the fact that we pulled his Griffin probably saved us the round and stopped us getting 2-0'd.
You've talked enough.
I mean, we could hope he's pulled, like, 2 Harpies, for example, but I think the Crones are probably coming out here. Why are you looking at your graveyard? It's gotta be Crones, right? He's only played 1 silver card. He passed! Oh, we won! My god, I have no idea how we won that. Good game, buddy, good game. Oh, that was an interesting experience, to say the least. I think Queensguard is always an interesting experience. It's a bit of a fun deck, and it's a bit of a change of pace. And if you want to play Skellige, I think this is the deck you want to play. I mean, potentially you could run Hjalmar instead of the Ciri Dash, but I personally like the Ciri Dash. I think it's much of a muchness, to be honest. Beyond that, you know, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next video. If you like this deck, guy, hit that thumbs up button. God knows that last deck was really fun. That last match. Beyond that, yeah, have a fantastic day, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!